For today's lesson, we're going to start. I'm going to give you the angles of a triangle. Look at questions number 11 and 12. I'm giving you the angles of a triangle. And here I'm asking, order the sides of each triangle from shortest to longest. I give you the angles. And based on the angles, you should be able to know the sides, which side is shorter and which side is longest. And obviously, which one's in between. All right, let me show you guys something really cool. I have this program that measured my angles and my sides. In black, you guys see the measurement of my angles, 72, 45, and 63. In red, you guys see the measurement of my sides. One cool thing I want to emphasize here. Pretty cool thing. The smallest side is 8. Let me call this small. When I compare the sides, the smallest side is 8. When I look at angles, my smallest angle is 45. Let me call this small. Now, interesting is that the smallest side is opposite from the smallest angle. Let me take a look at the biggest side and the biggest angle. The biggest side is 12. Let me call this L for large. That's the largest side. The largest angle is 72. Interesting, thus the largest side is opposite from the largest angle. And let me just say that 11 is the medium side and 63 is the medium angle. And as we can see, the medium side is opposite from the medium angle. Opposite in geometry means far away. Cool. Having that said, let's take a look. Let's take a look at our homework here. Question number 11. I have the angles, but I need to find out the sides. All right, the smallest angle is 35 degrees. And that means this side is the smallest side. When it comes to sides, notice how for that side I use the letter R and S. I'm gonna use both letters. So the way I'm gonna name this side, this smallest side, I'm gonna call this the side RS. If you call it SR, it's okay. Technically, we're supposed to put a segment on top, the segment RS, but we cannot type this. So on your homework, you're gonna have to type in RS or SR. The two letters, the order does not matter. Now, because they are names, make sure you guys type them in capital letters, not lowercase. They're names, so make sure you use capital letters, R and S, or SR. Like I said, the two letters. Okay, so that's the smallest side. The medium angle, because I'm going from shortest to longest, the medium angle is 65. And that is opposite to this side. Notice I'm using the letters T and S. So I'm going to use both letters. For sides, we always use two letters, T and S. The order does not matter, so we can call it TS, or I'm going to switch it around, ST. The order does not matter. TS, ST, however you want. Just make sure you use capital letters. And the largest side, I see the largest angle is 80. So the largest side will be this one. I'm going to call this TR. Or you guys can call it RT. The order of the letters does not matter. For sides, I'm always using two letters. Capital letters. Notice they're all capital. All right, cool. Let's take a look at question number 12. The smallest angle is 30 degrees. And that is opposite to this side. So I'm going to say the smallest side is going to be US. Capital U, capital S. Then the medium angle is 40 degrees. That is opposite to this side. So I'm going to say the medium side is going to be TS. or ST, however you guys want. And the largest angle is 110. That means the largest side is TU. Remember, the smallest angle is far away from the smallest side. The largest angle is far away from the large side. And obviously, the medium angle is opposite from the medium side. Same idea I'm going to use here for questions 13 and 14. Here, I give you the measurement of the sides. And I want you to order the angles in each triangle from smallest to largest. So what I see here, the smallest side is 15. You can compare numbers. The smallest side is 15. So that means the smallest angle is this one. Unfortunately, I cannot just type in this one. I cannot point at it. I have to type it in. Now for angles, there's a few ways how we can write this. We can just use one letter, angle X. And that's fine. I could have used 3 letters. Not 2, but 3 letters. So I will use all 3 letters, but make sure X is in the middle, right? The vertex, the corner of the angle is in the middle. All right, let me show you guys for the next angle. I'm gonna write it using 3 letters. All right, so let's see. The medium side is 19, right? I can compare my numbers. The opposite to that is this angle. I can call it angle Y, right? I can use 1 letter or I can use 3 letters. Make sure Y is in the middle. So I'm gonna call this X, Y, W. Or I can also call it WYX, right? Use 3 letters, make sure Y is in the middle. The other 2 doesn't matter which one comes first. Or you can just call it angle Y. Okay, so you got choices for angles as well. Now, the biggest side is 21. The angle farthest away from the biggest side is this one. Okay, so again, you can call it just W, angle W, just 1 letter, or we can use 3 letters. If you use all 3, make sure W is in the middle. So we can call this YWX. Okay, nice. Let's do it again. Question number 14, right? The smallest side is 9, because I see the measurements 9, 10, and 15. So 9 is the smallest. The angle farthest away is this one. Okay, so the way I'm going to name this angle, again, I can just call it angle C, just 1 letter. Just 1 letter, C. But I'm going to use all 3 letters. Because I'm going to use all 3 letters, make sure C is in the middle. So I could either use BCA, I can call this ACB, or I can call it C, whichever one I want. Let me just say those are my choices for my first angle, the smallest angle. You can use all 3 letters or just 1. Notice they're all capital though, capital letters. All right, the medium side is 10. The angle farthest away from 10 is this one. So let me show the choices that we have. I can use all 3 letters, make sure A is in the middle. So I could call this angle BAC, CAB, or A. Any of those 3 will do it. Make sure they're all capital though. Like I said, one of those 3. And then the biggest side is 15. The angle opposite from that is B. If I'm going to use all 3 letters, make sure B is in the center. So I can call this angle ABC or angle CBA. Or I can just use B. Whichever one you want. You got choices. Your homework will accept either of the correct choices. All right, it's nice to have choices. Now let's take a look at question number 15. Today we're working up until 18. So here it says, state if the three numbers can be the measures of the sides of a triangle. So if I give you three measurements, let's say I gave you guys three sides. One side is 19, 10, and 7. We're dealing with inches, 19 inches, 10 inches, 7 inches, or centimeters, so whichever measurement we're dealing with. My question is, can you make a triangle out of those three sides? All right, let me show you something really cool. Let me come back to this program that I use. Now, what I have here, these numbers represent the measurement of each side. So I have three examples. 2, 5, 2. Can I make a triangle out of those? Interesting, though, is that, look, I can move my sides. And I'm trying to see, can I make a triangle here? And it doesn't quite work, right? These two are not going to close. No matter how much I do this, they don't close. When I add the two small sides, 2 plus 2, and that is still less than the big side, right? 2 plus 2 is less than 5. It is not going to work. When you add the two small sides and it's less than the third side, you're not going to close. So it doesn't work. Now, what if I add the two small sides, 2 plus 2, and it is equal to the big side? Let me see. Let me try to close this. Some people might say, oh, there's a triangle. Not quite. There's a gap. There's a gap. So let me close this. And I'm going to say these two actually do meet. Right? Notice how they actually meet. So they do touch. Right there. They do. The two sides do actually touch. Unfortunately, I don't have a triangle. I have a line segment. So let me open this a little. We added the two small sides and it was less than the third side. It didn't work. We added the two small sides and it is equal to the big side. It doesn't work either. Now, what if I add the two small sides and it's bigger than the third side? Let's see. I think this one I can make a triangle. It's about there. You guys see it? So the only time when it works is when I add the two small sides and it is equal to more than the third side. So coming back to our homework, let me identify the two small sides. The two small sides are 10 and 7. The numbers given are not in any order. So don't think that the biggest number is always first or is always last. No, it's not in any order. So I'm going to add the two small numbers, 10 plus 7, and it has to be more than the third side. Now, my question here is 10 plus 7 more than 19. I know 10 plus 7 is 17. Is 17 more than 19? No. So no, I cannot make a triangle out of those. What I will get, something like this. The sides are not going to touch. So no. Now here for number 16, let me identify the two small sides. By coincidence, the biggest side was first, but not always. The numbers are not given in any order. Let me add the two small sides, 12 plus 9. It has to be bigger than the third side, which is 19. Is 12 plus 9 more than 19? I know 12 plus 9 is 21. Is 21 more than 19? Yes. Now, to finish this, let me give you guys two measurements of a triangle. I know triangle has three sides. Let me give you guys two sides of a triangle. Right, they have the following measures. Find the range of possible measures for the third side. So what kind of values can I have for the third side? Let me show you something pretty cool. I have this measurement here. One side is 4, the other side is 7, and the third side, let me call it X. And here at the bottom, it says X is equal to 9, right? I'm dealing with centimeters, so it's equal to 9. The cool thing is that I can change this. And look, My 4 and my 7 remain 4 and 7, but my x changes. I want to know what's the range. The range is what numbers can I choose? What's the smallest number that I can choose and what's the biggest number that I can choose? And obviously everything in between. So I'm gonna see. All right, so I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna try to figure out the smallest number that I can find. 4.92 so far, but it keeps on getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And it seems like it gets to 3 and then it starts going up because I get my triangle on the other side. All right, the smallest I got was to 3. Unfortunately, 3 gives me a line segment. So I'm gonna say anything more than 3. So the smallest that I saw here was, oh, that's 3. The smallest that I saw was 3. What's the biggest that I can get? Let's see. 9, 10.72, 10.99, 11. Right, 11 gives me a side and then starts getting small. So the smallest it got was 3. The biggest it got was 11. So I would write, the way I would write this will be 3 is less than x, which is less than 11. That's how we'll write this. X was in between x and 11. You guys saw that, right? Now, you don't have this program at home. You might. Some people might be like, how do I get the 3 and how do I get the 11? Pretty cool trick. What if you subtract the two numbers? 7 minus 4, what's that? Nice. What if you add the numbers? 7 plus 4, what's that? Nice. So the way I'm going to be able to figure this out is the small number subtracted. Now the question might be, do I go 7 minus 4 or do I go 4 minus 7? Distance can never be negative. 4 minus 7 will give you a negative value. So do not do 4 minus 7. Do 7 minus 4. Right? Your distance should be positive. All right, so coming back to our homework or our notes here, let's take a look at question number 12. There's two sides. We're going to find the range of the possible third side. All right, so I'm going to say the third side, I'm going to call it x. I don't know what it is, and it's in between two values. I'm going to say it's in between 2 and 22. The way I came out with the 2 is because I subtracted 12 minus 10. The way I came out with the 22 because I added. So the third side could be any number between 2 and 22. Not 2 or not 22, but anything in between. This is what I want for the homework. Just 2 is less than x, less than 22. You're basically saying the third side is any number between 2 and 22. Now, when you take the STAR test, they might ask you, give me a side that works. Give me a number that works. Just choose any number between 2 and 22. Any number. As an example, like I said, this is for the STAR test. As an example, how about 20? Like I said, I chose any number between 2 and 22. Now, why does this work? Why does 20 work? Because look, when I add the two small numbers, 10 plus 12 has to be bigger than the third number. Is 10 plus 12 bigger than 20? Yeah. Any number between 2 and 22 will make it work. Choose a number not in that range, and you see how it doesn't work. Again, for my homework, I'm actually expecting the whole range. X is in between 2 and 22. For the STAR test, sometimes they ask for one specific value. Just choose a number between 2 and 22. All right, let's take a look at number 18. I'm going to say my third side is X. I don't know what it is. It's in between two values. I'm going to say it's in between 3 and 17. For the 3, I subtracted my numbers. For the 17, I added my numbers. All right, just a refresher of what we did today.